Welcome back to the SI. Gus Banks as always. Thank you for being patient for me posting this video. I know it took a while. My son, who's 5, is out of school now, and so I'm watching him during the day, and it's hard for me to get 5 minutes alone to try to get one of these videos out, but we'll see how we do with this one. I'm going to talk about my comic book collection and why I don't have very many of them. This is the first issue of Simpsons Comics, and it is a parody of the Fantastic Four first issue. And the Fantastic Four first issue will run you anywhere from $12,000 to $25,000 if you have a copy of it. This one isn't that expensive. That's the 100th issue of the Simpsons comics, and this is the first issue of the Treehouse of Horror, which is, I paid more for this than any other comic. I paid probably about $15 total with shipping for this comic. Alright, let's move over here. Simpsons comics first started with this issue. This is called Simpsons Illustrated. It came out in spring of 1991, and it was just a little supplement that Groening did with a guy named Bill Morrison, and it started catching popular because it's always been Matt Groening's wish to one day start a comic book company. This did well, so it came out with this one, Simpsons Comics and Stories. This was the annual of '93, and I bought another copy. This copy is already bagged with a Radioactive Man and Bart Man poster on the back. And then once this sold, they said, okay, let's do it. So they launched Bongo Comics. Bongo is the one-eared rabbit that Matt Groening popularized in his Life in Hell comic strip. And he came out with the first issue of Radioactive Man, which features a glow-in-the-dark skeleton from Radioactive Man. First issue of Bartman with the chromium cover right here. First issue of Itchy and Scratchy. And then you saw my first issue of Simpsons previously. And then later he got Bart Simpson, Son of Homer. And then he got Lisa Comics, which was like a 3-part series, as well as Krusty Comics, which was a 3-part series. And then later, some other things. My friend Christine from Belgium gave me this French Simpsons comic. And then when the Simpsons movie came out, if you're lucky enough to go to a 7-Eleven and pick this one up, this was Radioactive Man exclusive Simpsons movie. And this is already bagged, so I didn't open it. Basically what I did was, when I get a comic, I just open it, read it, and then I bag and board it. One of the two reasons I really don't collect comics is, one, they're just not going to be as valuable as you may think. First issue Superman obviously has a lot of money to it, but that's because no one thought to save it. Well, now everyone thinks of saving their comics. So Simpsons just aren't going to really fetch a high price for a collector. So if you do read them, just board them, bag them, and then don't read them again. But if you enjoy them, then keep reading them. That's it. That's the second reason I don't really collect comics, because I like cartoons that move. Don't really care for comics. I'm 40 years old. It's bad enough that I collect toys, as a few of you have pointed out to me. And so go ahead and do that, and I'll block your ass. So comics just, they don't really appeal to me much, but I've got a few. What I did like them to do is, on the back of some of these comics, he'd have like fake comic first issues. Like this is Apu's comic, here's McBain's, and then Patty and Selma's, Barney, and then a fake Krusty. So he did that with a few secondary characters, and I really enjoyed that, and that's why I featured the fake covers as like the front covers. And then while I have you here, you may have heard that in early May, Simpsons stamps came out in America. Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. And these were first day issue cancellations. They're hand stamped and hand canceled with a color cancellation. Sorry about the focus. But that's the first 5 family. And a few people have noted that the drawings are a little off. And that's because Matt Groening himself drew all 5 of the figures. And normally he doesn't do that. Alright, well, thanks for being patient. While I leave you, a lot of you have been asking about my DVD collection. Let me tell you a DVD you need to get. It's this one right here. Seth MacFarlane's Cavalcade of Cartoon Comedy. You have to be 18 to get it. If you're under 18, ask your parents' permission. But this is funny. This will make you laugh. And I've got the American Dad. I got the Drawn Together series because it was on sale. That's on Comedy Central. Very funny cartoon. It's no longer in production. And I got the latest issue of Family Guy. Basically, if it's a Fox cartoon that's not called King of the Hill, I like it. Once again, thanks for being patient with me. I'll probably do a montage of the early Simpsonian Institute from about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm up to 200 subscribers now, and I can always use more, so please tell your friends. As always, Gus Banks. Later.